There's a harsh truth most men don't want to face. Not every woman is worth your time. Some women bring peace, loyalty, and genuine love into your life. Others, they drain you, manipulate you, and slowly turn your life into a disaster. And here's the dangerous part. Low-value women don't always look low-value at first. They can be beautiful, charming, and even make you feel like the luckiest man alive until the mask falls off. So, how do you protect yourself? How do you spot the warning signs before it's too late? In this video, we're breaking down the 6 biggest signs of a low-value woman. The kind of woman you should run from, not chase. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And when it comes to low-value women, how you react determines everything. If you react by chasing, by trying to fix her, by tolerating her toxicity, you are reacting from weakness. But if you react by walking away, by setting boundaries, by refusing to play her games, you are reacting from strength. And that strength is what will save you from years of pain and regret. Let's get into it. Sign 1. She thrives on drama and chaos. A low-value woman can't survive without chaos. It's like oxygen to her. If there's no drama, she'll create it. If there's peace, she'll find a way to disrupt it. Why? Because peace makes her feel irrelevant. She's the type who picks fights over nothing. She misinterprets your words on purpose, accuses you of things you didn't do, or suddenly goes cold just to see you panic. And the worst part, she enjoys it. You ever met a woman who constantly says things like, "I just love a little drama in my life"? If there's no passion, it's boring. "I can't stand guys who are too nice." That's your red flag right there. A high-value woman values peace, stability, and emotional security. But a low-value woman, she thrives in toxicity. She'll start fights, manipulate your emotions, and pull you into a cycle where you're always walking on eggshells trying to keep her happy. But here's what she doesn't expect. You walking away. The moment you refuse to play her game, she'll either try harder to manipulate you or disappear entirely. Either way, you win because a woman like that is never worth the battle. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When her thoughts are colored by a need for chaos, her soul reflects that. And that chaos will bleed into every aspect of your life if you let it. It will drain your energy, disrupt your peace, and slowly erode your sense of self. And before you know it, you'll be a shell of the man you used to be. That is the cost of staying with a woman who needs drama to feel alive. It's not just that she's difficult, it's that she's incapable of being satisfied with peace. She will always need more. More excitement, more conflict, more attention. And you will always be the one paying the price. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Do not waste your time on a woman who thrives on chaos. She will steal years of your life and leave you with nothing but regret." Sign 2. She seeks validation from everyone. Here's a harsh truth. A woman who constantly craves external validation will never be satisfied. You could tell her she's beautiful 1,000 times. You could show up for her, support her, and treat her like a queen. But it won't be enough because deep down she needs attention from everyone. How do you spot this? Look at her social media. Does she post thirst traps regularly? Is she obsessed with getting likes, comments, and DMs? Does she subtly bring up how so many guys hit on her? This type of woman isn't looking for a relationship. She's looking for an audience. She'll keep one foot in the relationship while dangling herself in front of other men for attention. And when you call her out, she'll say things like, "I can't help it if guys find me attractive." "You're just insecure. It's just Instagram. Chill." No, it's not just Instagram. It's a sign that she values attention over loyalty. A high-value woman doesn't need a crowd cheering her on. She doesn't post for strangers. She focuses on the man she's with. So, if you notice a woman constantly seeking outside validation, don't waste your time because you'll never be enough for someone who needs the whole world's approval. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you react to her attention-seeking by trying to give her more attention, you are feeding the beast. You are telling her that her behavior is acceptable. But when you react by pulling back, by refusing to compete for her attention, you are showing her that you value yourself more than her need for validation. And that is the only way to break the cycle. Sign 3. She has zero accountability. Ever dealt with a woman who can never admit she's wrong? That's a classic sign of a low-value mindset. She makes mistakes. She lies. She starts problems. But somehow it's always someone else's fault. She gets caught cheating. Well, you weren't giving me enough attention. She disrespects you. You made me mad. She's always broke. It's because of the economy, my ex, my parents, never my bad decisions. You see the pattern? She's never responsible for anything. A high-value woman, she owns up to her mistakes. She understands that growth requires self-reflection. But a low-value woman, she blames everyone but herself. And here's the danger. If you stay with a woman like this, she will drain you emotionally, financially, and mentally. Why? Because the moment things go wrong, you'll always be the scapegoat. The best way to handle a woman like this, walk away. No arguments, no explanations, just leave. Because the truth is, you can't fix someone who refuses to look in the mirror. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When her thoughts are colored by blame and denial, her soul reflects that. She will never take responsibility for her actions because she genuinely believes she is never wrong. And you cannot build a life with someone who refuses to be accountable. It will always be your fault. Always. And over time, you will start to believe it. You will start to question your own reality. And that is the most dangerous part of being with a woman like this. She will gaslight you into believing that you are the problem. And once you believe that, you are trapped. Sign 4. She uses emotional manipulation to control you. Ever felt like a woman was pushing all the right buttons to make you feel guilty even when you knew you did nothing wrong? That's not an accident. It's emotional manipulation, and it's one of the biggest red flags of a low-value woman. Here's the scary part. It's not always obvious. Some women manipulate in aggressive ways, yelling, crying, making dramatic threats. Others, they do it subtly. They withdraw affection, give you the silent treatment, or act hurt over the smallest things just to keep you in a state of guilt and obligation. They say things like, "I guess you don't love me as much as I thought. If you really cared about me, you'd do this for me. Wow, I didn't expect you to be so selfish." Sound familiar? This is how a low-value woman maintains control. She doesn't inspire loyalty through respect. She forces it through guilt. Here's an example. Let's say you had plans to hang out with your friends on Saturday. You told her about it in advance, and she seemed fine. But on the day of, she suddenly gets moody, distant, and starts acting upset for no reason. You ask her what's wrong, and she sighs, saying, "It's nothing. Just go have fun. I'll be fine." But her tone, her body language, it's screaming at you to stay. And now, instead of enjoying your time with your friends, you feel guilty. You feel like a bad boyfriend, a bad man, like you're doing something wrong, even though you're not. This is a test. A high-value man will recognize the manipulation and stand his ground. But if you give in, if you cancel your plans and stay to make her feel better, you just taught her something dangerous. She can control you with guilt. And trust me, she won't stop. The solution? Call it out. If she's acting upset but won't communicate, say, "If something is bothering you, let's talk about it, but I'm not going to play guessing games." If she refuses to talk and keeps acting distant, don't chase. Go live your life. A high-value woman won't try to control you. She'll respect your independence. But a low-value woman, she'll keep testing you until you prove you're weak. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." When you are anxious about her mood, you are not free. You are dependent on her approval, and that dependence is what she uses to control you. The only way to break free is to stop caring about her reactions, and that is the hardest thing to do when you are emotionally invested. But it is also the most necessary. Sign 5, she has no long-term vision, just short-term thrills. A high-value woman thinks ahead. She values her future, her stability, and the kind of man she chooses to build with. But a low-value woman, she's only focused on right now. She doesn't care about growth, discipline, or planning for the future. She's impulsive, reckless, and constantly chasing short-term pleasure over long-term success. You can see this in the way she spends money irresponsibly, always broke but still shopping, jumps from job to job, never commits to anything, parties constantly but has no real goals in life, blames everyone else for her situation instead of improving herself. And guess what? If she doesn't have long-term discipline for herself, she won't have it for your relationship either. Here's an example. You meet a woman who's fun, spontaneous, and always down for a good time. At first, it's exciting. She makes life feel like an adventure. But after a while, you start to notice something. She's always broke. She's constantly complaining about money, but she refuses to budget or plan. She spends every weekend clubbing, shopping, or going on expensive trips. And when you suggest saving up for something meaningful, she rolls her eyes and says, "You only live once." See the problem? A woman like this isn't thinking about building a future. She's living in the moment. And if you get serious with her, guess who's going to carry the financial burden? You. Epictetus taught, no great thing is created suddenly, and a long-term relationship is no exception. It is built through the accumulation of small choices, each one reinforcing the last. If she cannot make small choices that lead to a better future, she will never be able to build a life with you, and you will end up carrying the weight of her recklessness. Sign 6. She doesn't respect masculinity. She competes with it. A high-value woman admires and respects a strong man. She doesn't see his confidence as a threat. She sees it as attractive. But a low-value woman, she competes with masculinity instead of complementing it. She wants to argue, dominate, and prove that she's just as strong as any man. And while confidence is great, this is something different. She won't let you lead. She constantly questions your decisions, undermines your authority, and tries to control the dynamic. Not because she wants equality, but because she wants power. If you say, "I'll handle it," she says, "I don't need you to handle anything." If you try to take the lead, she pushes back aggressively. If you assert yourself, she calls you controlling or toxic. Sound familiar? This kind of woman will never let you be the man in the relationship because deep down she doesn't respect men. She resents them. Maybe it's because of bad past relationships. Maybe she was raised to believe that men and women should be in competition, not in harmony. But whatever the reason, here's what you need to know. You can't fix this. A woman who constantly challenges, belittles, or disrespects your masculinity is not a woman you can build a healthy relationship with. You need a woman who appreciates strong masculinity, not one who fights against it. Because here's the truth. A high-value woman doesn't compete with a man. She supports him. And together they create something stronger than either could alone. If you feel like a woman is always challenging you, questioning you, or trying to prove she's stronger than you, walk away because you don't need a rival. You need a partner. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you are with a woman who competes with you, she is an outside event. You cannot control her. You can only control how you respond. And the only response that preserves your dignity is to walk away. Because a woman who does not respect your masculinity does not respect you. And without respect, there is no love. We've just gone through 6 major signs of a low-value woman. And if you recognize these traits in someone you're dating, it's time to reevaluate. The wrong woman will destroy your peace, drain your energy, and make you question your worth. The right woman, she'll inspire you to be even greater. So, here's the question. Are you choosing peace, or are you choosing chaos? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus also taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And when you choose to walk away from a low-value woman, you are reacting from strength. You are not being controlled by your emotions. You are standing in your own truth. And that truth is what will set you free. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Do not waste your time on women who do not respect you. Do not waste your energy on relationships that do not nourish you. Do not waste your heart on someone who does not choose you consistently. Life is too short for that, and you deserve better. So, if you recognize any of these signs in the woman you're with, do not ignore them. Do not make excuses for her. Do not think that you can change her. You cannot. People change only when they want to change. And she does not want to change. She wants to use you. She wants to drain you. She wants to control you. And she will, if you let her. But you don't have to. You can walk away. You can choose yourself. you can choose peace. And that is the most powerful thing you can do. Because when you choose yourself, you open the door for the right woman to enter your life. A woman who will respect you, support you, and build with you. A woman who will be your partner, not your enemy. And that is what you deserve. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you cultivate thoughts of self-respect, boundaries, and self-worth, your soul reflects that. And the right woman will see it, she will feel it, and she will be drawn to it. Because in a world of men who are desperate, a man who values himself is a rare and precious thing. Be that man, build that life, and watch how everything changes. If you're ready for more insights on relationships, self-mastery, and the psychology of attraction, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, and never settle.